Welcome. You are with Jolene Wondergem today, Live distributor and Live product. Let's call her me an educator. I love it. And one of my passions is educating people on these amazing products. And let's talk about the foundation of the products, or basically Live International. You know, came to the marketplace in 2008. We've been around since 2008. Our founding CEO is Jeff Tuttle, but he's also the formulator of our products. That makes us a very unique company because not very many formulators actually start companies with products that they are directly responsible for sourcing the raw materials and for bringing the products completely to market. And he chose to do this not on the shelves of GNC or on the shelves of Costco or Sam's Club. They are only distributed through Live International in the direct marketing business opportunity, because he wanted to not only help people with their health and wellness, but he also wanted to help people with their finances. And so Live has a lot to offer folks, and we're excited about that opportunity to share this with you tonight or today. So let's get started. I just talked about Jeff. One of the things I love about these products is that he makes products for all people and all ages. So you can see here my little niece, when she was 7 years old, she was drinking that green 2O like it was going out of style. You know, that green drink just became part of her everyday hydration. And my friend there, Jennifer, she drinks the green 2O and the Live Skinny daily, both wonderful products. And then on the right, we have our formulator and president, Jeff Tuttle. This man has been a formulator for over 30 plus years. So before he was starting his own business, he was with Nature's Sunshine and had formulated hundreds of products that still today are used by over 1 million people around the world. And that's the kind of caliber of formulator we have. So when he brought the green drink into the United States, my husband was one of the first people in the United States to add green to his water. And within 2 weeks, he had lost 10 pounds. And I was a health coach at that time. I was just training to be a health coach at that time. And it was surprising to me. I'm like, well, why would just adding this green make this weight release happen for my husband? And I met with Jeff. And once I met with him and saw how humble he was and how committed he was to helping people change their lives through health and wellness, I got on board with my business. I wanted to incorporate those products because my husband had been struggling and this just seemed effortless. So he brought the green 2O, it was called Live Skinny at the time, to the marketplace. So let's talk about the green, because the green really is our foundation. When you change your hydration, you will change your health. I mean, think about that. Most people struggle with just getting enough water in because they don't like the taste of water. Well, when you put in something as powerful as the green 2O or Live Skinny, now you're creating hydration that actually is affecting you at a cellular level. So let's explore that a little bit. We have two different products, but they have a foundation that is the same. And the very first thing that the foundation is the same is the chlorophyllenes. So this is green plant life. Now, we don't get enough green plant life in our diets to really shift our health unless it's a really concentrated, exerted, like focused effort on our part. This is effortless. You put the green drink in, the chlorophyllenes go in, and that adds that component to your health and your wellness. We also have fulvic mineral concentrate. So right here is a picture of the mine that we actually get our fulvic minerals from. Now, do you see that dark indentation under this sandstone? Well, that is the cap that actually protects the seabed from ancient times. I mean, you guys were talking prehistoric times when plant life was so abundant and the world was just no toxins, you know, as clean as it could possibly be. And we've got this band of fulvic minerals. And this is our mine. This is from Southern Utah. This is where we get our source. And so the fact that it is not leaching away, that we get it right at the source is so important, because a lot of our diets these days are of food that are not grown in mineral rich soil, which then equates to we just don't get enough from fruits and vegetables. Even if we're consuming a lot of fruits and vegetables from an organic garden, we can't get the abundance that was seen here in the world at this time. And so adding that to your drink is very powerful. He additionally, in both drinks, has the fiber salt. This is a dietary fiber. And let's face it, as Americans, we don't get enough fiber in our diet. Now you add it to your drink, powerful. Also, he sweetens these drinks with stevia. So that adds no calories to your beverage that you consume all day long. How powerful is that? Now you can start to see why somebody like my husband, by shifting and changing what he was hydrating with, he was able to change his calorie load, and that created weight release for him. Also, they are both flavored with essential oils. So they're natural. They're natural. There's no artificial color in there. There's no artificial flavoring. I mean, this is powerful. And then they're both high in pH, and pH stands for the potential for hydrogen. So let's talk about that a little bit. For pH, we want to talk about, let me just put this over here. I'm going to move this over here. The potential for health. And I created this chart back when I was coaching folks, because I wanted them really to understand what in their diets were creating health, right? This is anything in the above the green. You've got the blues up into the purple. What was creating health and alkalizing their body? And then what could they be consuming that may be actually extracting health from their body? And those are the colors that kind of come down into a lime green, yellow, and actually into red. Look at your soda is down here in the red zone, and red, danger, right? I mean, yes, that absolutely means that. So let's look at this quote from Robert Young. He is the author of The pH Miracle, and in many ways, he was the founding father of understanding how alkalizing the body was creating and shifting health. And here's a quote from his book. It turns out that the single measurement most important to your health is the pH of your blood and tissues, how acidic or alkaline it is. So let's explore this. The chart at the very top is 14, that's very highly alkaline, to 0, very highly acidic, the battery acid at that point. And then we have this neutral zone. So your tap water will be neutral. It is designated to be that way by municipalities. They have to add in, actually, I don't know what they add in, but they add in something to make it neutral, because that is very important. And then you have components that either help with alkalizing the body or subtracting from your body's health. Now, why would this happen? Well, when I consume, my body wants to maintain a neutral pH in my blood. And because my body is in survival mode constantly, always, it will do everything it has to keep the body at 7.365. Notice on the chart that that would be neutral. So when I consume, let's say, soda, something that is highly acidic, my body now has to find something to neutralize that acid that's been introduced into the system. And yes, the kidneys will help flush that out, but it takes minerals within the body to start neutralizing that acid. And we're talking about things like calcium that are found in bone. It'll take from your teeth. So it starts to literally rob from itself in the body to start neutralizing the acid that you just introduced to it. And that's when we start to see chronic acidosis. And chronic acidosis is recognized by very specific symptoms. And over here, we start to see some common physical conditions caused by acidic states. And I don't know if you can recognize in yourself any of these issues, But I would say if you talk to most of people in America, they have some of these problems. I can give a little testimonial here. I had a brother-in-law who had some skin issues. Actually, he's a stepbrother. Yeah, he's my stepbrother. He had skin issues and was going to a dermatologist, and the dermatologist was doing it topically, and that wasn't taking care of things. And now he was at the point where he was going to have to take a pill to take care of this skin issue he had. You guys, his hands were red and raw constantly. We got him on the Green 2.0. Within 3 weeks, it resolved. It resolved itself. I mean, it's crazy to think that just being in this chronic acidosis will affect so many systems in your body. And that's the beauty of the Green 2.0 and Live Skinny. And that's just the base. Okay, now we're just talking about what those two have in common. Now let's look at each of the products individually. So the Green 2.0 has these electrolytes on top of the minerals that we just have in both of the products. So Jeff added in electrolytes, calcium, right? We just talked about where would the body find something to neutralize the acid that you just put in it. And calcium is one of those things from the bone. Well, this way we're getting it from the minerals, additional minerals that Jeff adds. Chloride, magnesium. We don't have enough magnesium in our diet. You guys, as Americans, we need to find a source of magnesium. Magnesium, by adding magnesium, a lot of people will say, wow, I just have a lot more energy. Well, it's the magnesium. We have the phosphorus and potassium, and notice that we're not adding sodium. This is very important. When you talk about electrolytes, there are electrolyte replacements, but it adds in sodium. We do not have that. And then we have powerful grapeseed extract and resveratrol, which are antioxidants and polyphenols. So when he adds in something like this, a super high antioxidant, now we're dealing with the body actually having additional, let's call it soldiers against free radical damage. And you guys think about your day. You know, how often are you exposed to free radical damage? A lot of us, it's the lighting that's in our office. It's what we're breathing out in our air. We live in the Salt Lake City Valley, and pollutants in the air are very typical this time of year. So we need something that is combating the free radical damage. And every time you work out, you are exposing your body to free radical damage. You need something that corrects that. And so the electrolytes do that. This resveratrol and grapeseed extract, amazing. And then of course, Green 2.0, because of all those issues, does protect from inflammation. So let's look at this gentleman over here, obviously a very strong athlete. And here's a quote from him. Green 2.0 is my go-to drink. I've tried them all and there is no comparison. I'm giving my body what it needs so I can go all day. I never climb without it. And I would say that from the standpoint of athletes that I know that I've gotten on this product, they would agree with that statement. There just isn't anything else like Green 2.0 for an athlete. Now let's look at Live Skinny. So Jeff took the base of the green product, and then he went to science. Again, we're not talking fads here. We're not talking about raspberry ketones, right? We're talking about science. And he adds in these weight release ingredients that help block appetite, convert carbohydrates to energy. He's got other components in there, different things about helping the stomach feel fuller longer so that you're not in this constant chase of calories. And he offers it in caffeine and non-caffeine options. Now, why do you think he offered a weight release product in caffeine and non-caffeine options? I'll give you a second to think about that. You don't need to answer. Well, the reason is most people will choose a beverage during the day that they need the caffeine for. And yet the caffeine isn't the problem. It's what's built around the caffeine. It's what else is in that drink that actually will take away from your body's ability to release weight. Think fancy coffee drinks, quite frankly. They have a lot of added calories. So that's why he offers the Live Skinny in either a caffeinated or non-caffeinated version. This is a example of somebody who lost 25 pounds in 90 days. And I really want you to notice that I didn't say 25 pounds in 25 days because that is not the kind of weight release we are talking about here. We would never promise that kind of weight release. That is not the kind of products that we're talking about. We're talking about lifestyle products that taken consistently day after day after day put the body in the right situation so it will start to release the weight naturally so that at the end of this 90 days when she is back at the weight she wants to be at, she can maintain it. She can hold on to that. How many times do we hear people go on a weight release journey and they lose 40 pounds and in 6 months the 40 pounds is back and an additional 10 pounds are back? That's We're giving a completely different new option.